Hello there, and welcome to Soulmatic Speaks. My name is Samantha. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope wherever you are, you're finding yourself in a peaceful and comfortable place and a very happy state of mind. And if that's not the case, I hope my words can uplift you in any way, shape, or form. And it's an honor to be a part of your day. So thank you again for joining. Today, we'll be talking about the power of intention. And that is a grand topic in and of itself, something that is interpreted differently maybe for different people. But I myself will be speaking on it in ways that I find helpful in my day-to-day mentality and thoughts, and also based off of people that I have done research on and what their thoughts are for the power of intention. So make yourself comfortable, maybe grab a cup of tea, and let's go. With the power of intention, we are able to realize our thoughts, realize our actions, and take note whether they are aligned with one another. The word intention is intent. We're intending to do something. We're intending to live in a certain way or create a certain thing or admire a certain part of our lives. Be grateful and live in gratitude. We're working to authentically express ourselves, express our beauty, our kindness, our love, living through abundance, receiving and giving intentionally, not just by merely existing, but we have our thoughts in line with our actions. And that is the power of intention. It is aligning ourselves with the harmony that is God's plan. Aligning yourself to your true self, your higher self, your intuition, your heart, and the person that you know you are, regardless of those maybe negative thoughts that you have that creeps in for every single one of us. Nobody is immune to this. Although when we are able to take a step back and notice our thoughts, notice the things that we're thinking and saying to ourselves, and understanding that those thoughts do in turn create our reality. It creates the reality that we exist in and that we create for ourselves. Because that expression in our mind does subconsciously and maybe consciously externalize. It seeps into our actions and it seeps into our daily life. If we are considering ourselves to be cowardly or unworthy or not able to do certain things, whatever the case may be, we are attracting that into our reality. Now, versus thinking these things that we don't have in our lives, we should in turn be thinking what we want. What do I want in life? And allowing yourselves to expand your mind, allowing yourself to expand your frame of mind in order to create more positive thoughts. Allow yourself to be curious about what you're capable of and creating those positive thoughts internally, and allowing that to externally manifest into your daily life. Now, this is not an easy practice. It is something that happens over time, and it may never be perfected. Having these healthy thoughts, it does not happen overnight, and it's not easy to do. But the first step is to pay attention to your thinking and notice where your thoughts are going when you're listening to your internal dialogue, whatever it may be. You are allowed to change that dialogue. If you can catch yourself thinking or slipping into a negative frame of mind, if you're able to catch yourself and say, hey, whoa, stop it right there. That is not true. Just because my mind is creating this thought does not mean that it's factual. We can alternate and change the narrative at any point in time. Instead of thinking, I'm really not worthy of going up on stage and singing in front of a bunch of people. I don't think I can do that. Oh, I'm so nervous. That is not something that I'm cut out for. Instead, think, wow, I wonder what it would be like to be on that stage and hear the audience clap for me after singing one of my favorite songs. That moment of, wow, that could be a real reality. And the feeling that you get in your heart when you have noticed or unlocked a true desire that you feel within yourself, allowing yourself to let that come to the surface and manifest in your thoughts first. It may not manifest itself into your external life right away, or maybe even ever, but it may manifest other positive experiences in your life because of this sensation that you create when you are thinking positively and creating these experiences in your mind that you are curious to create in real time, in real life, in your day-to-day. And this butterfly effect of this thought overwhelming you, and now it's a thought that you can't get out of the back of your head, and creating that one changing your mind can eventually cause you to take action. Aligning your thoughts with action can create that reality for you. But it does take changing your thoughts and starting there, speaking to yourself kindly, speaking to others kindly, and creating a reality that you feel confident and authentic living in. You do not need to shun yourself or hide yourself because you do not think you're worthy, because the truth is we are all worthy. Just as you see the people that you love as being worthy, show yourself that same love. Show yourself the love that you deserve, because you deserve it just because you exist. We are all human beings. We're here to be ourselves, and we are all worthy of love, abundance, of beauty, of fun, of laughter, of living our truth. So, starting with your thinking, allow yourself to speak kindly to yourself. And this may take practice. It may take changing your routine. It may take doing research. But do these things little by little. Change the way that you speak to yourself, and speak to yourself through love, with confidence, knowing that every step you take, you are walking in your purpose. You are living on purpose. You are on this earth on purpose. Because if we really think to God's plan, we are here on His purpose. And allowing ourselves to live a life harmonious to God's plan, to God's purpose, that allows us to live on purpose, to live intentionally. Living through intention is listening to that inner knowing, to that voice in the back of our head that's telling us that we know what we want to do. We know what we should be doing, and following that. And even if it's not like a niche skill, even if it's not a career path, knowing that being of service to others allows you to create space for the universe and for God to be in service to you. Because we are community. Humans, we cannot exist without one another. Putting yourself out there to create the opportunity to serve others, that will in turn serve you in ways you may never have imagined. It may not even be tangible. It may be in a way that heals your heart and heals your mind and helps you speak to yourself in a more positive way. Or it could create an opportunity for you that you never thought would have happened otherwise. Allowing yourself to be of service to others allows God to be of service to you, because you are living in your purpose. You are living in harmony with kindness and with love being the forefront of it all. intentionally giving yourself to others. Now, this is a practice in and of itself, too. Finding how you can provide service to others. It does not need to be complicated by any means. Little by little, we can take moments throughout our day to be kind to someone, maybe make someone smile, listen if somebody's going through a hard time, or maybe making a little kid laugh that maybe is looking bored. You never know whose day you could make. Just by putting out that small effort, that creates a wave that will eventually come back to you. Allowing yourself to take time to be kind to others, love others, and show up. Showing up is the first step. Putting yourself out there and finding the opportunities to be there for someone else in whatever way you feel called to do so. Doing it peacefully and doing it authentically. Ego aside, doing these things without the expectation of what will return to you. Because this is a very egotistical and selfish way of being. Is if I do this for someone, what are they going to do for me? Now, obviously, there are circumstances and situations where that's necessary. But when you're moving through your love and through your authenticity, you are doing these things because you want to, because you feel called to, because you know you should. Not just because it's a 9-to-5 clock in and out. Like, of course, there has to be some reciprocation in trade that is on paper. These things are a given. But there's also reciprocation that is spiritual and psychological, mental. There is reciprocation that you will create experiences for yourself by creating experiences for someone else that brought them peace and tranquility and a calm sense of self, maybe calming their nervous system. We live in a world that does its best to stress us out, that causes a lot of triggers constantly, or simply the fact that we are in a instant gratification lifestyle. It can cause a reduced amount of dopamine in our brains, serotonin. There are things that literally, physically, physiologically are holding us back and making us depressed, making us stressed. These are things that we need to heal every single day. We need to do it for ourselves first and foremost. But receiving a kind word from someone else or an act of kindness that someone else has given to you, think to yourself, this really helped me. This brought me out of that space of lack, and it brought me into a space of gratitude because I saw what this person did for me, and it means a lot. It reminds me, it helps me remember what my purpose is, what my intentions are in life, what I want to give to the world, what I want to provide others with. And that should be love. No matter what the actual action is, it should come from a place of love. And that is how you will find what your purpose is and what your intentions are, is by taking that time to connect to yourself. Pray, ask for guidance, meditate, find stillness, listen to your heart, listen to your mind, allow the thoughts to come and go, and to retrain yourself to think in a more positive direction and notice where those thoughts go. Pay attention and live with intention. And every day will be different. It's not always easy to live on purpose, through our purpose, with our purpose. It's easy to slip, but remind yourself that you need to stay motivated because life is long or life is short. The truth is you just don't know what your last day might be. So take the time to make your impact today. What you do today matters. Having a sense of urgency should be important, especially in the climate that we live in today. Not the temperature climate, just the world that we live in. We see these things that are happening in our life, and it is imperative more now than ever to live with love and not to forget why we are here. There are things that might bring us down and make us feel that we are regressing as humans, but that couldn't be further from the truth. We've seen those that have come before us go through everything that they've went through, and they brought us to where we are today. And we are also going to battle, and we are going to fight for what we know is right. And that does mean tuning into yourself, finding what's real, tuning in with your ancestors, connecting to spirit, source, God, having faith, and living through love. Finding what your intention truly is. What do you intend to create? What do you intend to be? Who do you intend to be? And how can that person help others? In the grand scheme of things, you never know what impact you might make. So do not be scared to put yourself out there. Take time to nurture yourself and love yourself. But in the process, do not neglect others. Take care of others. Take care of those that you love. If it does take time, it takes time. But make sure that you are living with the intent that you know you are going to be in service to others. You are in service to others. Right now, right here today. Take that time to realize what your intentions are. Hone in on those thoughts and bring it to your heart. Make sure your heart's approval is in it, and let your actions flow with it too. Let your actions follow. Live on purpose. Live on purpose. Don't do anything on accident anymore. There's no time for that. Live on purpose. Find your purpose, and in finding your purpose, you will be able to live a fulfilled life. Now, finding your purpose doesn't mean finding one single thing. It doesn't have to be tangible. It means living through these phases of intention. This is something that I learned from a book by Dr. Wayne Dyer. The 7 phases of intention are something that he studied in order to create your purpose in life. And it is unique to you, but there are 7 phases that we all go through and we all can relate to that help us align to our truth, that help us align with our authenticity and with our connection to God and to source, in order to find where the source of our thoughts are coming from. It's by living through these phases. And I'll list them. There are 7 of them. Starting with creativity. Being intentional with your creativity. And just being creative. Allowing yourself to create something, whether that be tangible or whether that be an experience. Those are things that we find over time by being our true selves. We create. We have fun. We are able to provide someone else with something that we built, something that is unique and tells the world a little bit about us and how we see life, and what is unique to us, and how we express ourselves. And that is fun. That's a fun thing to do. I love being creative. It could be something like writing a song, poetry, acting, painting, music. Or it could just be traveling, going on a road trip and creating an experience for yourself or for others, and saying something new, and getting creative with how you go about the experience. What do you do with your nights? Which road do you take? Maybe the road less traveled. The second is kindness, which is imperative that we all live in kindness. Treating others with kindness, treating our family with kindness, our friends, other humans, giving a damn about humanity. And that is something to be mindful of. Be kind to others. There is no need to bully. There is no need to bring other people down. Acts of random kindness. Those are the things that help people get through life. Say kind words and speak life into others. Be gentle. Touch people gracefully, not aggressively. Being kind and respectful towards others is another way to be intentional in your life. Of course, love is the basis of what we have been talking about. Number 3 is love. Living through love, doing things that you love, surrounding with people that you love and that love you. Finding those things that call your mind and your spirit, the things that attract you to them naturally without forcing it. Doing things that you love and doing it without resistance. Don't ever make yourself feel guilty for doing the things that you love. Bring yourself out from the shadows and express yourself. And don't be afraid to put it out there and give it to the world. Your love. Because it is your heart that is guiding you to do these things. And that is you being your full authentic self. Loving yourself and guiding yourself and honoring your wants and needs allows you to show others how to love themselves. We all need a helping hand with that sometime. Being intentional with love, living through love, loving ourselves and loving others unconditionally. Absolutely. Number 4 is beauty. Now, this one I find very interesting because it's not something I expected to be on the list, but it is absolutely true and imperative that beauty be a part of our lives and that we intentionally form it and create it or perceive it in our own unique sense. Expressing ourselves, finding beauty in the way that we present ourselves, seeing beauty in the ones that we surround ourselves in, noticing the little things, noticing the details in day-to-day life, in nature, in art, in conversation, finding the beauty in the little things and creating things that we find beautiful, surrounding ourselves with things that we perceive as beautiful, things that ignite a spark in our heart to be creative. By surrounding ourselves with beauty, we inspire ourselves and we inspire others. That helps us connect to our spirit. Having inspiration and being inspired by noticing the beauty of the things around us allows us to connect to our spirit in a more deep and intimate way. Noticing the things that you find beautiful and noticing the things that somebody else might find beautiful. It triggers a different spark for every single person. So finding what you truly find beautiful, what brings you peace, what makes your mind maybe not race, but feel a sense of calm and confidence and inner knowing that you are free to create and express beauty in ways that you see fit. And of course, doing it with purpose in order to express yourself truly and authentically. Number 5 is expansion, which is a great one. So this one is studying, researching, and finding knowledge that feeds you. One thing that I really think is important is to study people, topics that you find inspiring. Maybe studying a person that you know lived their purpose or is currently living their purpose. They knew what they were doing, they knew what their life's work was, and they devoted their entire life to it. I really love doing this with artists that I'm inspired by. I love reading about their lives. I love reading how they started their journey in art and what inspired them to create the groundbreaking art pieces that they made that are living the test of time. Their art lives past them, but their name is forever attached to that art. And so many people have found beauty in that and were creative and inspired to create their own. And I just love that. I love reading about people who lived their purpose and expanding our hearts and our minds allows us to find our purpose, allows us to connect with other people and to see them in a loving light and having honor and respect for those that came before us or those that are doing their life's work today. Finding inspiration from that and expanding our minds with different philosophies, with different ways of thinking, and keeping our minds open that there is a global, massive way of thinking. Now, ways of thinking. There are many ways of thinking. There is not one single way to think. There are so many different belief systems, and it is important to have respect for them all. So study the things that inspire you. Expand your knowledge. Don't be afraid to pick up a book. Don't be afraid to start studying something that you have not really paid attention to, but maybe have always had in the back of your mind. Allow yourself to expand, and it will help you create yourself. Help you find your purpose and your direction by being inspired by those who also lived their truth. Absolutely. Number 6 is abundance. Abundance, hello. There is enough in this world for all of us. Living in abundance is not just having material things. It is having a mentality of knowing that you are abundant, that I am abundant, that we are abundant. We are abundance. We live in abundance because we live on a planet and we live under a God that provides all of us. It is not just tit for tat. It is not just one or the other. We are abundant, and we have so much available to us. And by putting ourselves out there and knowing our abundance, having that sense of security that we are provided for in ways that we may not foresee, but having that trust that we are able to make mistakes in life, that we are able to take a wrong step or make changes and go through hiccups, but we will still be provided for, our needs will be met. And although, of course, we struggle, there are still things to be grateful for. There are ways to find gratitude and to seek abundance in other ways than just the material forms. We are all human and we all have ups and downs. But abundance and having an abundant mentality will get you through hard times, knowing that God provides in every scenario, that our needs are met, not that they will be met. Our needs are met here and now. And keeping this mentality and doing our best to rise above those negative thoughts that tell us we lack, knowing that we do not lack. We are abundant. Keeping that mentality, it does help you remain centered in a place of love. And it reminds us to be of service to others, because in serving others, we help them remain abundant. And that sense of community, it comes full circle. When you help others, they will help you in your times of need. You help them in their times of need. We are all abundant because we have each other. We are provided for infinitely. And always remember to be grateful for that, 100%. And number 7, the last phase of intention, is receptivity. Being open to reciprocating in a peaceful manner, of course. Now, there are ways to remain in line with peace We are open to being receptive and reciprocating. Receptivity. Are you able to receive? Are you able to give? And that goes hand in hand, giving and receiving. That is the reciprocation. That's the back and forth. Allow yourself to receive, but first, do not forget to give. Give, 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 give. And give again without the mindset of what am I going to receive. Surrender that mindset. Detach from that outcome. Detach yourself from that outcome of what will I get if I give. Give and give again. And be open to receiving. Receptivity. I thought that was a very powerful one. Reception. Do I have good reception today? Am I receiving this outlet? Am I receiving the signal well today? Always be open and be a channel, be an outlet for giving and receiving. Remember that it is reciprocated, that the universe will provide for you. If you are of service to others, then the reciprocation will be God saying, how can I be of service to you? Be of service and be open to receiving, be open to giving. Those were the 7 phases of intention. Again, I referenced this from Dr. Wayne Dyer, who has a lot of spiritually based books. He's very good with self-help. I just recently found his books and I'm really excited to study more about this. So I thought that was a very useful tip for this pod today. I hope it was helpful for you. And anyways, these were all very helpful to me. I hope that you gained something from this as well. Now, of course, living in intention and living on purpose, living in your purpose. Do not forget to meditate. Do not forget to pray. If you are finding your purpose, if you're still questioning what it is that you came here to do, link yourself back to those 7 steps of intention and make sure that you live through those daily. Make sure you come back to that mindset of, am I living through love? What am I creating? Am I open to receiving today? Am I open to giving? Am I being kind? Is there something that I can do to help someone else? Maybe even finding beauty in yourself or in others, going to places that you find beauty in. Do these things and find a way to speak to yourself kindly. Like I said, ask for guidance. Ask God for guidance. Take a moment to meditate and sit in stillness and listen to your mind, listen to your heart. Surrender to God's plan and believe that the universe is friendly. Believe that the universe is kind and the universe will provide. God will provide. Whoever you see as your source, whatever you see as your source, as your inner knowing, connect to that as often as you can, all the time. Connect to that and stay centered and grounded in it. And through doing this, you will find your purpose. You will know that you are here on purpose because you were created by an intentional God, by an intentional universe, an intentional source and spirit. That your angels and your guides are watching over you. They have been here and lived their purpose, and they are up there watching over you, watching you fulfill your purpose. Being kind to others, being kind to yourself, that is living intentionally. Living intentionally, if you have something in mind, create it. Allow your thoughts to align with your actions. Create those strong-willed thoughts. Notice your mind. Where is your head at? Where is your head? And once you come to a space where you feel confident in yourself, once you've changed your mind to those thoughts of trust in yourself and in the universe, allow your actions to follow that lead. Let your thoughts create your reality, and let your actions follow suit. And externally, you will notice that you are living your purpose. Everything that you've gone through and everything that is to come is on purpose. We create our reality. We respond to the events that happen into our life. We have a choice how we respond. And we need to focus ourselves, center ourselves in everything that we go through, and make sure that we are living in love. And most importantly, living in gratitude. Because we are here intentionally. Because you exist, because you are a human being, your purpose is to be your truest, highest, and most authentic self. Be that person. Create that person every day. And find gratitude that you have this opportunity to walk this earth and be of service to others, and that God will provide service for you. You are amazing. You are wonderful and confident and beautiful and smart and sexy. Yes, you are. Don't you ever forget it. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. I hope that you received this podcast very well. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, taking a few deep breaths to process this information and sharing a moment of stillness together. I love you, and I hope to see you again soon. Peace.